Here's our short jump lesson for page 143 to 144 on the area of rectangles. Here's our boss question. It's kind of with two parts. Draw a rectangle. So the number representing the area will be the same as the number representing the perimeter. So perimeter and area have to be equal. Next, convert the measurements of the sides to millimeters, because your original square will be in centimeters. Now change it to millimeters. Then find the area and perimeter in millimeters. Is the area in square millimeters equal to the area, or to the perimeter, this should say. Can I write on this? Perimeter should be equal to the perimeter in millimeters. Well, if it's still equal. It doesn't mean to say is the area still equal to the area. That would be a given. Oops. Okay, so here we've got our rectangle, and it has these lovely convenient little lines dividing it into squares, if you can see that. So this length is 4 and this length is 3, because you can see there's 3 boxes and 4 boxes. So the question is, how do we find the area? So in our last lesson, we knew that we could just count these boxes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and you'd get the area. So as a shortcut, you can multiply the number of squares in this side, 4, times the number of squares stacked up on this side, 3. So 4 times 3 equals 12. So that is our basic area. And if we were in class, we would probably spend some time making our own rectangles. It could be kind of fun, and then finding the area. So just as an example, these rectangles are not drawn to scale, so they are not supposed to be matching up with the boxes at all. So see if you can find the area of each of these. Hopefully you paused and tried. So you can again multiply 50 for this side times 30. 50 times 30, and you'd get 1,500. That would be the area. You could also write it in here. Okay, and then for this next one, 25 times 20, and you'd end up with 500. 25 times 20 equals 500. So you can find the area by multiplying the length times width. Okay, this next part, we can measure area in a bunch of different ways, depending on what your original rectangle's measured in. So if you draw a little rectangle that has like 2 feet and 5 feet, now your area will be measured in square feet. So here's the square foot, and we abbreviate it like this. We can also measure in inches, and then the area will be square inches. You might notice a pattern. All these are square. A square kilometer. You can write like that. A square meter. A square millimeter. And a square yard. Here's how we'd write them. And so if you see the word square in a measurement, or this little square symbol, then you know you're probably measuring area. All right, so this last part, we'll do the area of rectangles with our official formula. So here we've got a little yellow rectangle. We've got a length of 10 centimeters and our width of 5 centimeters. So the area is the length times width. So we can write area is 10 times 5. So the area is 50. And now we are using centimeters. So I'm going to write centimeters squared. I write square centimeters because I'm measuring area. And if I'm measuring area, it always needs to have a little square symbol. They are square centimeters because of the squares you can draw when you're covering the area. Don't forget the square. All right, here's a little practice. Pause the video and try finding the area. Hey, hopefully you tried it. 5 times 4 equals 20. We're measuring in meters, so I'll write square meters like this. 6 times 7 equals 42. We're measuring in kilometers, so I'll write square kilometers like so. This one I will multiply 20 times 15. So we have 300, and we're measuring in centimeters, so I write square centimeters. All right, a little more practice here. This time I'm not going to draw the rectangle. It just says the length and width. So even if you don't have a picture, well, you can always draw your own picture, but you don't have to. If you know the length and width of a rectangle, you can just go right to finding the area. So go ahead, pause the video, and try this part. Okay, hopefully you tried this. Length times width, 5 times 8 equals 40. We have inches, so I'll write square inches. And this part E, 6 times 11 equals 66. We have feet, so I'll write square feet. 12 times 4 for our rectangle part F, we have 48 square yards. And then this last part, we have a little bit bigger numbers, but we can still find the area using our same formula. Go ahead and try it. So we have 56 times 20, and we end up with 1,120 centimeters. So we'll call it centimeters, square centimeters. And this next one, we'll multiply 42 times 42, length times width. You can always check your answers on a calculator, but I believe that you also know how to multiply out the larger numbers. So I'm definitely confident you can do that. We end up with 1,764 square yards. Okay, and this last one, we would write 16 times 11. We end up with 176 square feet. All right, that is it for our lesson today. Please give the boss a try, and then write down when you've completed your questions on your jump book so that I can see when your work is done.